welcome to our channel. If you haven't seen us before, we are the Disney Twins UK and my name's Katie.
I'm Hayley.
And we basically just have a channel dedicated to all things Disney, mainly vlogging at the parks, but also tips and advice for people who are planning Disneyland Paris or Disney World holidays. We've also been to Disneyland California, and hopefully we'll make it to the other parks as well eventually.
Hopefully.
So this video today is all about Disneyland Paris. We have actually done one of these videos before for Disney World. It's one of our first ever videos that we put on our channel, and it's all about packing, what to pack for your holiday. So this one is about the packing for Disneyland Paris, but if you are interested in packing for Disney World, you'll find that on our channel as well. And basically we're just going to go through all the things that we usually pack when we do a Disneyland Paris trip, both in the summer months and in the winter as well. Slightly different, some the same. So we'll go through all that, and hopefully you'll have a few ideas of things that you might be able to pack for your trip. So first thing to mention, obviously you are going to France, so you will need a European plug adapter. So it's something that looks like this. You're bound to have some of these at home. If not, you can pick them up super cheap. These were from Boots, but you can also get them on Amazon. Lots of places sell these now. So we make sure we have got plenty of these with us. Sometimes the hotels we've stayed at before haven't had that many plugs in the first place. Sometimes we've taken more adapters than there are sockets in the rooms. But yeah, you can't use the plugs without them. So we make sure we've got some of these. We also have one of these things. So this is a multi-USB adapter. It's basically, we bought this from Amazon. And it's got space to plug in 4 things that you will plug in via USB. So your phone. So we use these. We've both got iPhones. We use them for our iPhones. We use them for charging our Apple Watches. And also we use them for charging our camera batteries and things as well. So anything that you need, you can plug in via USB. These are super handy. This one actually came with removable sort of plugs, so that you can use them for all different places. So the one that's actually built in is the American adapter. The one that's on there at the moment is the European one, but it also came with just a UK one as well, so we can use it at home. And we found this super handy, haven't we?
Yeah, especially when you really don't have many powered sockets in the room. Obviously it just takes up one socket and you can charge 4 things. So it was really handy, especially when we stayed at Sequoia Lodge recently. There was only 3 plug sockets in the room, so this was really a godsend for that room. Otherwise we would have flat batteries all over the place, I would think.
Also something else that we do, we didn't do it on our last trip because we didn't quite have room in our luggage, but if we have space, something like this is super handy. Obviously you can just put a European adapter on the plug, and then you can charge more things that have got sort of the UK sort of standard plugs. Also obviously if you have something with a bit of an extension cable on it as well, then it's making those plug sockets a little bit more accessible. Sometimes they're right at floor level, sometimes they're right in corners. So yeah, it does come in really handy. So if you are going to be charging lots of things in the room, or if you're taking a hairdryer or straighteners or anything like that, just make sure you're prepared with all the right electronic stuff so that you can plug it all in.
Now we do suggest, if you are using things like your mobile devices, your phones, cameras, things like that, you might want to take a battery pack charger for it. We got this one. It's really very small, but it is fantastic. We actually got this from Disney World, where they have machines where you can actually swap these out when they go flat, and then get a fresh one out of the machine. So it's really good when you go there, but we do use it when we go to Disneyland Paris as well. There's an adapter where we can just charge this one up, but you can get these in a variety of different
yeah,
options.
There's a whole ton of them on Amazon, or you know, loads of places sell them. Obviously some of them will charge more than others. This one probably isn't one of the best on the market for getting a massive charge out of it, but it's just it was handy for what we needed it for, and it's super small as well when you don't want to carry around something so heavy. But definitely shop around, do your research, make sure you look into how much it's going to charge as well. And because you are really going to need those apps on your phone at Disneyland Paris, so you probably are going to want the Disneyland Paris app to check out those wait times and the maps and find out where things are. There's also the Photo Pass app as well. If you've got Photo Pass, you might want to check up on those photographs, and the Liberty app as well, to get on a couple of those meet and greets. So you know, you probably are going to want to make use of that, so just make sure you've got something where you can keep your phone nice and charged. So if you have seen our videos before, particularly if you've seen sort of a lot of our early videos on this channel, you will know that we are not big fans of having a park bag. We used to love walking around Disney World with just our magic band and our sunglasses and our phone in our pocket and being good to go. We are finding it a little bit more difficult to just go completely bag free, just because we need to carry a few more things with us in the parks, and that particularly goes for Disneyland Paris. We do find ourselves needing more things while we're out and about at the parks. We spend a lot more time in the parks. We don't have as many breaks at Disneyland Paris, so we do find ourselves needing a park bag in general there, don't we? But we always make sure it's Disney themed. And these backpacks from Loungefly are absolutely amazing. We did get these from Disney World. You can get lots of different versions online now, and it is the perfect size. They do slightly smaller ones as well. I do have a mini Little Mermaid one, which is really nice, but this is a great size for Disneyland Paris, especially if you're going in the winter months. We'll show you a few of the things that we put inside these bags. Now, if you've not been before, you take your bags on the rides with you. So I think there's only maybe one ride where they have a thing where you leave your bag. RC Racer, they have got sort of like a little cabinet where because you're not allowed to take your bag on anymore. But all the other ones you just take it on. Hyperspace Mountain, Indiana Jones, things that go upside down, you still take your bag on the rides with you. Another reason why we do really like these backpacks, they're nice and secure. They've got fantastic zips on there. Obviously got a strap where you can kind of put your foot through it for extra security. But even if you've got a cross the body bag, they don't like you to wear any of bags on there, so just bear that in mind kind of when you're choosing a bag. We have taken larger rucksacks before, but that means we just fill them with more things, or we'll just take one between us. But then it kind of, the heavier the bag is, then the more your back's going to hurt by the end of the day. So definitely recommend these. They are quite expensive, but on the whole, really sturdy, you know, pretty waterproof as well, you know, if you're getting stuck in the rain or anything like that. So would definitely recommend these. I know there are lots of different similar ones, but yeah, I think you really get what you pay for. So something we always take on every holiday, and I'm sure you probably already do this as well, is take a little bag of first aid things. So things like painkillers, like paracetamol, ibuprofen, plasters, Gaviscon. So just, we always take a little backup just in case. The last thing you want to be doing when you're on holiday is trying to track down medicine. Particularly if, you know, it's not the easiest thing to get hold of when you're in Disneyland Paris as well. No, and France are tightening up their rules as well in regards to pain medication like aspirin, paracetamol, ibuprofen, and that, I don't know if they've done it yet or not, but most pharmacies are doing this anyway, is to put those things behind the counter in the pharmacy so you can't buy them just off the shelves. And there isn't actually, as far as I'm aware, a pharmacy actually in and with real close proximity to the park, so it will mean a trip kind of going a bit further afield to try and track those things down. So, you know, just bear that in mind, especially if you've got kids as well. You might take that Calpol with you. Take that Calpol, because, you know, I'm sure that you know, if you've got a headache or if you come down with something, it can come on really quickly, and that will just really help keep you going. So it's definitely something you should think about taking with you. When we talk about plasters
as well. Also, you might want to think about taking a Compeed style plaster. We really do recommend this, especially in the summer months. When we're wearing our Skechers or our Vans or anything, which are normally really comfy, but when you're doing the amount of steps that you will be doing in the parks, you know, and if it gets a little bit warm as well, you know, you can get a little bit of rubbing on those heels. So what we do is actually wear those plasters before we get a blister.
Yes. We put them straight on before we've done any walking whatsoever.
Yeah, and that helps us keep our feet nice and, yeah, so they don't hurt, and keeps us going for longer as well. So I definitely recommend that if you are going in the summer. So one thing that we've just recently started taking with us actually is a flask. I've got these little flasks from Amazon, and the reason why we actually bought them was because it was our first time going really in the winter months for like a long time. I think we went like 12 years ago in January, and all we can remember from that trip was how cold it was. So we were trying to be prepared. Luckily, you know, we got mild weather when we went, but this was kind of part of our stay warm prevention going in the winter time. So we filled these with coffee. We use the coffee, well, the hot drinks that you get for free if you stay in a Disney hotel. You get 4 drinks a day. We filled them with those. Also, we took our own coffee and asked for a kettle, because when we stayed at the Cheyenne and the Santa Fe and the Sequoia Lodge, the rooms haven't automatically come with a kettle. So, but you can ask at reception. So we generally ask and then take things. And yeah, and we filled up our flasks, and these have been really good, really handy. You know, we've tested these. They're great size for the Loungefly backpacks. They've been upside down on Hyperspace Mountain, and so far so good. And
they keep them really hot as well. I think that's one thing that we've noticed from using them, is that, like, make sure that the temperature that you want to drink it at when you put them in. Because we've done it before where we've put them in sort of like boiling hot, and they have stayed boiling hot for such a long time that we haven't been able to drink them. They are really good.
And also works for cold as well, so you can put your cold drinks in there. So we'll probably still take these in the summer months as well. You know, we do like a coffee anyway, even when it's hot, but they'd be great for water as well. And like I said, nice and secure, and we've tested them and there's no spillage. And yeah, I just think they're a fantastic idea, and I wish we'd have thought of them sooner.
So as well as liking a little bit of coffee when we're in the parks, we also like to take a few snacks with us as well. We do like to have at least one meal in the parks, usually something quick service, but we've also done the dining plan before, so we've done table service, and usually the rest of the time we just want to snack. It's nice to have snacks from Disneyland Paris. We do prefer snacking in Disney World just because they have a wider variety of cool snacks, but we like to sort of just have that balance between taking things with us that's easy accessible in the backpack and buying things when we're there. So the kind of things that we usually take are things like the little packets of Oreos that are individually wrapped, things like the sort of breakfast sort of biscuits. We are usually way too busy in the morning to be sitting down and having breakfast. We're usually making the most out of our extra magic time, so those sorts of things are perfect for us, just to have that little bit of a snack to get us going, and then to have sort of a large lunch later on. So we definitely recommend just putting a few things in your backpack. Usually we take some sort of little mini packets of pretzels or some little packets of Haribo. It does help to keep the cost down as well. You know, if you're on a budget and you're thinking about how much food's going to cost, I mean, you're in a theme park, it is going to be more expensive than normal, and you probably are going to want to save money for those bigger meals. So if you can take a few little bits of snacks, especially those ones that are individually wrapped that you can fit in your bag, and you can take all this stuff in hand luggage as well. So if you're flying over and you've not got like a checked
suitcase, you're just going to take hand luggage, these things can go in your hand luggage as well. So I know that's something we looked into before, because it was our first time doing hand luggage only, and we did want to take snacks with us. So we did look into it, and we've been, and it's been absolutely fine going through security and everything. So yeah, definitely recommend. You'll have to let us know if you found any really nice snacks that we could think about taking. Here, these are some of our favourites, but we're interested to know what else, if anyone else has got any recommendations, so we can mix it up a little bit. Now, at any time of the year, it could rain. Yes. and you don't want that to spoil your fun. And lots of people will recommend a poncho. Again, it's great for any time of the year, just to throw over whatever you've got going on. And that's great, especially if you can get them before you go rather than in the parks, because they are a bit more expensive in the parks. We're not really poncho people. It's just not something we really enjoy, but we do enjoy being dry. Yes. So one thing that we always take with us, no matter what time of year we go, is an umbrella. Yeah. We've got these super cute Mickey ones from Kath Kitstone, which is really nice. And he comes with me everywhere.
Yeah, I think there's a massive misconception, there's a myth that's been circulating for a really long time, is that you're not allowed to bring umbrellas into Disney parks. It's completely false. Yeah. If you want to take it in on a really hot sunny day and provide yourself with that little bit of shade, that happens all the time in Disney World. Or like you said, if in the rain and you don't want to get sort of to have your hood up all the time and things like that, it comes in handy. It's just like when you're at home. So if you can find something small that you can put in your backpack, yeah, we don't go without it, do we?
No, and as long as you're sensible about it. The one thing that I would say is that obviously think about other people's views. So if you're waiting for the, if you're watching the parade or illuminations, it's not going to be a time when we have our umbrella up. It's more walking from place to place where we would have it up. Or if you're in a line and there's space to do so, even though lots of lines are inside anyway. But yeah, it's just really just to be considerate of other people, which I'm sure everybody tries to be anyway, and just bear that in mind. But apart from that, you are very welcome to take it, and we always do. So as Hayley said, we are not big poncho people, but we do like to stay dry, and in addition to the umbrella, we like to take something like this, like a little sort of pack-a-mac. So it's just a thin waterproof coat that rolls up super small and you can fit in your bag. We use these in Florida, we've used these in Paris, and yeah, we find they come in really handy. So it's a really good alternative to having a poncho if that's not going to be your thing. Obviously when it's not the summer in Paris, it's probably a better idea to take an actual coat, which is what we do, isn't it? We tend to, when it's going to be a lot colder, we take sort of a quite substantial coat, particularly our October trip, our December trip, definitely. We needed to have a full-on thick coat. We have tried slightly thinner coats before, haven't we? And we've found ourselves to be really cold, so it's worth bearing in mind if you've got sort of a substantial coat that you might want to take it with you. We have quite big down coats, which we find really useful, but obviously if it is relatively mild when you go, you might think that you might not need something like that, so just weigh it up. We tend to do layers, and that really helps as well. So yeah, really bear in mind that the weather in France is a lot like it is here, and you might need that big coat. Now when it does come to your kind of autumn, winter, start of spring trips, when it is a little bit more chilly, you might think about doing those layers, and we recommend that you kind of do a thermal layer. We use the thermal long sleeve tops and then just put a t-shirt and a sweatshirt over the top, and we do wear our coats as well. And also Primark do some amazing kind of fleece lined leggings which go really nicely under jeans. We wore them for our October and our December trips, and they really did help. Kind of where the coat doesn't cover and you've just got your jeans on, they really did help to keep us nice and warm. So it is worth thinking about it. In October, we were kind of pleasantly surprised at the weather, and again in December really, but we weren't too hot. So it is worth doing those layers and then maybe deciding when you're there, but do remember that it can change overnight in Paris. So kind of it is something where if you pack for the worst and then hope you don't need everything, that's probably a better option than needing things when you're there, because obviously the choice will be very limited and also very expensive as well. So in addition to all those layers, you might want a thick coat. You're probably going to want something very substantial on your feet. We've just started wearing sort of proper winter boots, haven't we? Rather than trying to do trainers. We love our Skechers and our Vans in the summer months, but when it goes a bit colder, we have found sort of proper winter boots really handy, haven't we? We do like to take something to basically for the worst case scenario in terms of hat, scarf and glove situation. We love wearing our mini ears to the parks. We definitely recommend you buy a pair of mini ears if you haven't got any already, but when it's too cold for mini ears, it's just, you just have to try and find something Disney hat wise to wear. And luckily we've found a few things, haven't we, just recently. So they do sell hat, scarves and gloves in the parks. Something like this. This is one for the parks. It was a gift, but they are quite expensive. And I've got the matching scarf as well, which is really nice, and they are good quality, but in the parks you are going to pay a bit more, so you want to make sure you really love it, and there's not loads of choice, so you might not really love something that's in the parks, but end up having to buy it and spend over the odds if you've not taken anything with you, so it is worth bearing in mind. Although luckily a lot of the stores at the moment are realising what we need to go to Disneyland Paris. I got this one from Primark the other day, which has got the 2 bobbly ears and Minnie on there as well, and it was £5. So yeah, a lot of the shops this winter have been selling sort of that 2 pom-pom look that kind of looks like Mickey ears, Minnie ears, so they're really cute. I've got a couple of hats that I've got those on as well. Also, if you sort of are like us and you really miss wearing your actual mini ears when you're in the parks and it's winter and you're going to wear a hat, we've actually found sort of a bit of a compromise, which is these amazing hat ears. So it's basically both, so it's your mini ears and your hat. We absolutely love these on our last trip, didn't we? These are from Etsy. They're from Aurora's Ears and Boutique. I'll try and remember to put the link below. And yeah, Fiona's made these really, really cute ears. We've had sort of the birthday design just because it was our birthday, which is why we got them. But she does a whole ton of other designs as well, and I think more people are gonna start getting these because it's such a really good alternative for when it's too cold to just wear ears. So we absolutely love these, don't we? One other thing that we did when we weren't able to find anything, sort of any hats that were Disney related, is that we kind of customised our own, didn't we? You can get fabric button badges from Park Style Custom and Vintage, and I got some frozen ones here and bought a hat with a big icicle on it, and just pop the badges on the front as well. So it's another idea to kind of customise your things so you still feel really Disney even when it's winter. Yeah, just love those. You can put them anywhere, so on backpacks or clothes or anything. So really versatile as well. Yeah, we love going all Disney with our clothes. We find it enhances the experience for us. We get better character interactions, don't we? So we try and do Disney all the way. And I think actually there's one more tip that we've got for you for if you are going in those winter months in terms of keeping nice and warm, which is to pack something like this. So these are little throwaway hand warmers. So it's just something you take out the packet, they're like little sort of pouches and they get super hot, and you can put them in your pockets and put your hands in your pockets and you get super warm. We actually put them inside our gloves as well. And you can get hand ones, you can get feet ones, you can get back ones, you can get all sorts now, and they're really cheap. I think these were 89p per packet. So we make sure we definitely stock up on those. Like
Hayley said before, our last 2 trips where I expected to really need them, it was pretty mild, and we didn't actually use them all, did we?
No.
Not as many as we expected to. But I don't think we would go without them now. They are really, really handy. And when you're outside all day and you are getting a little bit chilly, yeah, they are really, really good. So if you are staying at a hotel with a swimming pool, the one thing that you probably need to remember is your swimsuit. Yeah, it sounds obvious, but when you're going to Disney for Disney, you might just forget that you might want to go swimming after, or, you know, so if you are staying at a pool, it makes sense, you are going to need your swimsuit. Yeah, we also find that these pouches are really handy, especially if you've gone for a swim and then you need to pack pretty much straight away. I mean, the room, when we stayed at Sequoia Lodge, the room was quite warm and it did dry our costumes quite quickly, but if you do need to kind of pack pretty sharpish afterwards, these pouches are really, really good. I think this is Primark, but yeah, it is something you're going to be so much thinking about what we need to take for the parks, but also remember, if you have got a swimming pool and you do think you're going to use it, to not forget your swimming stuff as well. You don't actually need a swimming towel if you're staying in a Disney hotel with a pool, and they give you one when you get down to the pool, so you don't need to worry about that. Also, there are towels in the rooms as well. They're not massive though, so sometimes we do pack a bigger towel, just because that's what we prefer, but obviously you can dry yourselves on the ones that are there. That is absolutely fine, but it is worth mentioning they are a bit on the small side, so if you do like a larger towel then, and you've got the space in your luggage, then why not take a bigger towel? So that is everything we can think of to tell you that we packed for Disneyland Paris. If you've got any other essentials or any little tips that you've thought of that we haven't, please do pop them in the comment section below. Definitely in terms of snacks or anything individually wrapped foods that we can take in our backpacks for snacking. It's quite important to us, so definitely recommendations for that. Hopefully you found this video useful if you are going to Disneyland Paris for the first time, or maybe you've been lots of times and we've just mentioned a few things that you haven't thought of yet. Yeah, we really hope this helps you deciding what to pack. It is a nightmare trying to pack, especially if you're trying to pack for your whole family, and trying to think of the things you might need in the parks, because it's always nicer to be prepared than to get caught out when you get there. So yeah, please do stick around if you've liked this video. Give it a thumbs up for us if you can, and if you're not already subscribed, please do. That really helps us out. If you hit that subscribe button, you'll also be notified if you press the bell of any upcoming videos as well. And yeah, check out our social media. We have got Instagram and we have got Facebook. Yeah, all the photos like they're continually going on there. We take so many photographs in the parks, we always get photo pass, so yeah, we put on while we are in the parks and also update our stories, but also when we come back we carry on putting things on as well. And if there's anything that you want to know about that we might be able to help you with, please do send us a message, get in touch via our social media. We do our best to try and help. That's why we make these videos. We want you to have the best time. We want you to go informed so you can make the most out of your time and just have a brilliant time whichever part you're going to. So yeah, do stay in touch, let us know what you're getting up to, where you're going next. Yeah, we just love talking about Disney, so yeah, message us and yeah, stay with us. Thanks for watching. Have a magical day.